Height. It's one of the most common insecurities for guys my age. As a matter of fact, I mentioned in a previous video that some guys will go so far as to say that their hopes and dreams will never work because they were born with the wrong height. Now, an attitude like that is completely the wrong way to approach anything in life. But the best thing you can do when you have an insecurity is one, admitting to having it, and two, finding out if there's a way that you can do something about it. For example, one of my biggest insecurities for a long time was how my body looked, but I knew I could do something about it by working out and going to the gym and eating right. So, over time, as I progressed on working off that insecurity, I actually ended up reaching goals related to something that stemmed from an insecurity. So, why can't we do the same thing about height? By the way, my name is Greg and I'm a self-improvement YouTuber. And if you could take 2 seconds to hit subscribe down below, it would be a win-win for both of us. Right, so first we have diet. And diet is basically just the things that you consume on a daily basis to help your body grow. And for diet, I would tell my younger self to eat in a caloric surplus, which means just eating slightly above what your body needs to maintain the same weight. Eat slightly above that, while at the same time trying to consume 100 grams of protein or more per day. The main reason why protein is so important is because people who consume more protein on a daily basis, on average, end up becoming taller. So in this graph of a bunch of countries, you can see that the countries who consume more protein per day generally have taller people on average. It'll basically max out the potential height that you can reach once you finish growing. Next thing is exercise. Making sure that you get plenty of exercise throughout the day is very important, because if we're eating in a caloric surplus, we don't want to just be sitting idle on the couch watching TV. That's how you just get fat. If you give your body the amount of exercise that it needs on a daily basis, and this includes playing a sport outside or just weightlifting, and don't worry about that myth that lifting weights makes you short, it is just a myth. Overall, in combination with a good diet, exercise will also assist your body in maximizing its growth. Now, the third, and I would say the most important step of this whole process, is sleep. Like I mentioned in my previous video, sleep allows your body to do the things that it can't do during the day. This means that most of your growth, including height growth, occurs during sleep. And this is especially important if you're a teenager, because teenagers are supposed to get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Now, I would say I lost out on most of the height that I could have gotten just because I didn't sleep enough. I'm 6 feet tall right now, but in high school, I lacked a lot of sleep. On average, I would get anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of sleep during high school, and that's terrible for your height. Do not make the same mistakes I did and try and maximize your growth by just getting enough sleep. This, in addition with all the other things, will help you max out your growth. Now, the last thing I have to mention is posture. Posture is incredibly important, not just for growing taller, but for appearing taller. There's plenty of dudes who are already decently tall who make themselves look shorter by just having awful posture. I used to have terrible posture in high school when I would sit at home and play video games all day. So I'm completely guilty of this myself. My posture was so bad that I would walk around with my shoulders hunched over and my neck forward. I would look like a complete goblin walking to and from school just because I spent all day playing video games and looking at my phone, giving myself awful posture. But don't worry, because having bad posture is completely reversible. You can improve your posture by doing a few stretches, which I'll link down below, as well as some exercises known as dead hangs. Dead hangs are great for decompressing your spine, and if you do dead hangs enough, you're going to feel just your spine vertebrae pop, and it's just the best feeling ever. So do your dead hangs, do your posture stretches, and eventually you'll see that your good posture is adding you an extra 1 or 2 inches of height that you didn't even know you had. As always, thanks for watching. Winners win, losers lose. Go be a winner today.